Hello, this is Alejandro Bratti and William Ailey from Unlock Clarity, and welcome to Spanglish World Networks on Single TV channel 250. Please remember to download both the Single TV app on the respective App Store on iOS or Android devices. While you download, make sure to rate and leave a comment. The app is free. Single TV is available in Google Chromecast, Amazon Fire, Roku, and all smart TVs. How are you today, William?
I'm doing well.
Great. And I know that the topic of today is going to be amazing. We had a lot of conversation about this. So I am really glad that we are ready for the program today. How are you feeling?
I'm doing well. Doing well. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing well too. Different topics. We were talking a few minutes ago about some things that are happening, but I am enjoying and I am learning and I am growing. So, and this is part of the entrepreneurial, exactly learning from good stuff and from bad stuff, and making them a good thing for us. Uh,
And
you know what?
learning how to set and keep boundaries.
Exactly, exactly. So, and I had a program today talking in Spanish, but we were talking a little bit about there was a person that he was telling his experience, and he had a very traumatic experience where people was even they broke his ribs, and it was very traumatic, and they humiliate him very bad, even but like being naked in front of a lot of people, just because he was from another country. Uh, but it was impressive because he was talking that even when was the worst humiliation that he had in his life, it was the best thing that helped him to become the person that he is now. It was a moment of truth to change completely, and that's something that we have to decide always. So that's I wanted to share that with people here because sometimes entrepreneurial is like going through the valley of death. But how you are taking things and how you are seeing the things that are happening to you can change everything.
It's like I was telling somebody last night. Um, Learning who we are never ends. Questioning who I am, what do I believe, where do I stand on this? I was telling him it's like going through a meat grinder. And then on the other end, I have to put myself back together. So, and becoming an entrepreneur or being entrepreneurial in spirit, that's kind of the same process.
And I know that we are not going to focus on this, or maybe yes, in the program today, but something that I want to tell everybody: when you have an entrepreneurial mindset and you want to create something in your life, in your business, something that you're becoming an entrepreneur is, if you don't know where you're going, you will probably end somewhere,
You'll get there.
in any place.
Yes.
So the idea is to know where you're going, have the clarity, and sometimes when you have the clarity that what you want, but at the same time you have guests and you are like, oh, I am not sure, maybe I do this and I do this, and you always have like plan B, C, D, E, F, a lot of plans. Maybe you don't get to anywhere because you are thinking about the plan B, C, D, E, and you are not really finding. And that's why I believe today's program is very, very important for everybody that wants to create something in their life. We are going to focus today on goal setting and how we do goal setting in our businesses and in our lives.
Absolutely.
So goal setting. Let's start to role play a little bit here, William, just to understand about this goal setting. Um, let's it can be in whatever area you want, and for people that is listening to us, you can be talking about goal setting as weight, improving your weight, losing weight, or you can be talking about different things in your business. You want to make $1 million, you want to, like, it can be in every area, but the principle of what we are going to do role playing right now with William is going to be the same, and it's important for you to understand the way we are doing it, because you are going to start to understand how to implement it. So let's start to think about a goal that you want to have this year.
Well, a simple and standard one is better weight management.
Okay, now let's understand a little bit what is weight management.
In my case, it's being able to fit into clothes that I haven't been able to fit into for a while. They're smaller than I currently am. And long story, lots of things. I'm larger in girth than I was. I've got some 38s don't fit real comfortable. I have 38 inches in American sizes and all that. And I've got some 36s that I'd like to fit into. And so weight management is not losing that weight, because there's a part of my brain that gets it back for me very well. So donating it, um, being more muscular, thinner, toned.
So, and I'm going to be like talking about exactly what is happening. So you started to understand. Sometimes we do exactly what William did, like, okay, weight management. But the only person in the world that understands what is weight management is William and his health. So when we are putting goals, we a lot of times do exactly that. Start to talk about, yeah, I want to be free. Okay, what is that? It's a good word. I want to leave a legacy in the world. Okay, that is amazing, but what is exactly that? I don't understand what is exactly that. So weight management is good, but the only person that understands that is William. It's huge. It's like, okay, let's start to understand a little bit. And suddenly you start to understand in the next question, you started to say, like, okay, I want to fit in the clothes. I want to be more fit. I want to be more muscular. So that start to explain a little bit more of what is exactly what you want. Let's go a little bit deeper. Let's start to understand a little bit more, like, okay, be more fit. What is exactly that for you? What is more muscular?
More what?
Muscular.
Muscular. All right. Okay. More fit. Um, Fortunately, I'm no longer out of breath going up and down stairs.
Hmm.
Uh, Mowing my yard, if I'm walking it, that's a 3-day, 15-mile hike to mow my yard by pushing it. And so I'd like to get to the point where I am not just incredibly tired and wasted for a couple of days afterwards. I'd like to be able to bounce back. I realize that I'm 52 or almost 52 and so forth, but I don't believe in this whole weight myth, or not weight, but this age myth. So I'd like to be a little more fit. I'd like to bounce back a little better.
Now you start to understand a little bit more exactly what is fit for you. And for example, for me, can be something completely different. Like, okay, I want to run 10 miles per day. That is fit for me, and that is completely different. So that's when you are putting goals. We do a lot of the times start to say about something big, but when you start to understand, okay, mow the yard, and know that you can do it in, instead of maybe in 2 hours, do it in 30 minutes feeling great after I did it and not feeling exhausted for 2 days. Okay, so that's more specific. That it's like you can start to visualize with that explanation exactly what you want, and that's what we want with goals. Just saying something huge is something that is difficult to understand, but when you start to put it in little details, you start to understand a little bit more. So we can go deeper with that, but let's focus on that area that you are talking about now. You want to mow your yard for maybe in 30 minutes, or that can be something, or what do you want? Just talking about the money, the yard, and becoming fit. What comes to your mind with that? Just to put a goal there.
Just to put a goal, not be exhausted after, because the part the part of the yard that's makes everything presentable, that's a 5 mile walk,
Okay.
pushing a lawnmower. And so that takes as long as it takes. But it would be nice not to tire out in the middle and it take twice as long.
Okay.
Those kinds of little details.
So let's imagine that you have that goal and that it's exactly what you want. Learn how to be able to do it in one role without getting exhausted in the middle, and have the energy in the next day and the following day to continue doing other stuff, and not being exhausted because of that. What will be the good thing that you see about that when you accomplish that goal? What are the good things that you will see and you start to visualize?
That implies that when I get to this point, I'll be able to do many other things and not tire out. I'll have more, this big word, stamina. I'll be able to do more with the same amount of energy than tire out in the middle and have to expend twice the amount of energy. Uh,
Okay,
more
what is
efficient, more effective.
what is the bad or the negative of not accomplish that goal?
Well, it just takes me twice as long as it used to. And I give up and I sit down in the middle and take a nap. So that there's no real downside other than it takes me longer.
And that you have 2 days or 3 days of not doing all the things that you are supposed to do because you are tired and you are exhausted.
Yes.
Okay, let's think about the negative thing that comes to your mind if you accomplish that goal and you are fit and you are able to do it everything in once, and you are able to have the stamina the next days and the following days because you are okay. What is the negative side of accomplishing that goal?
I no longer have an excuse to not do things. I no longer, I can't say, wow, I'm too tired to do that today. It removes excuses
And
for
that
being
is
late.
huge. That is exactly what I wanted to say. And here you can start to see the magic, because we start to put goals, and that's great, and that's amazing, Alejandro. I want to have this goal, and I have to have this, and I want to become this person. But when we start to think about the negative of accomplishing the goal, suddenly at that moment you start to visualize what are the things that are really stopping you.
And it's amazing when that happens because this wonderful, noble thing suddenly turns into, wow, I don't have any more excuses after that.
Exactly, and you love the excuses because you can be at your at your bed or doing another thing and just relaxing because you are too tired because you mowed the whole yard, you know. And that's how our subconscious works, because when your subconscious start to see, okay, if I become fit, what is going to happen is I am not going to have the time and the excuses to relax and enjoy and do other stuff. You know what is going to happen with that goal?
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. Exactly.
Yeah.
So when you are doing putting goals, when you are entrepreneurial, we start, and this is the time of the year that we are writing a lot of goals on, or maybe end of the year on December, saying these are my goals, and you maybe do a list of 20 goals or 10 goals or even 5 goals or 3 goals. But if you don't do this exercise that we are doing like we did it with William right now, not only putting nice words for the goal, like, okay, I want to become fit. That is something that nobody understands what is exactly fit, but you can start to go like until you find like, okay, you want to mount your your yard for in one day and be ready the next day to do other stuff and have the stamina to do it. Suddenly you have better details of how what are the things that are going to happen with that goal. But if you don't think about the negative side of accomplishing that goal, you are not thinking, and that's where we start to say like, oh, the problem is that I am a procrastinator, you know, that I love to procrastinate. And the reality is not. The reality is that you didn't put a thought about the negative side, and that negative side is the one that is creating the procrastination. Uh, so that's exactly what we are talking here. Any any comment with that, William?
Mm, that's incredibly deep, because a lot of us don't even realize that there are negatives for accomplishing what we want to accomplish. It's it's amazing because there are things standing in our way. We don't even know they're there. We don't even know they exist. It's just, I wish I could. I don't know why I can't, kind of thing.
Yeah. So it's incredible, but the program is already at the end of the time. I am impressed with that, but I want to give some action steps to secure that you understand what we have been talking here. It's the first one is to start to think about a goal that you want to achieve this year. Just one. I am not talking about the 10, the 20, the or the none that you plan for this year. Plan for one, then describe it as detailed as possible. Don't say just I want to be millionaire. Okay, that's great, that's awesome, but what is specifically being a millionaire? How you are going to become that? Do all the details and be as specific as you can. Look for the positive and the negative side of accomplishing that goal. And when you start to talk about the negative side of accomplishing, you are going to start to find the magic. Because if you don't be like real with that,
Yeah.
you are not going to accomplish those goals. And that's exactly what we do in the programs and what we are doing with everything that we are doing in the coaching, in the mentoring, and what William and me we are doing is helping you to accomplish the goals that you want, but thinking about something big. Saying I want a car is okay. A car. What is a car? It can be a little bocho, as we say in Mexico, or it can be a very big car. So what is a car? So start to be very specific. So that's exactly what we have for today. William, any last words to say?
If you want help with this process, let us know. Get in touch. This is a thing that we're really good at. And next week's topic is NEAT, NEAT.
So you are going to enjoy it. And thank you, William. Thank you, everyone that was listening to us. This show can also be heard on radio, Spanglish Radio Network. Please check out SpanglishWorld.ca for all the news and programming. Spanglish World, watch it, hear it, read it, download it, and leave it. Thank you all. Bye.